What's up, everybody? I'm back home for Thanksgiving break. We've got a new fridge, as you can see. But today we're going to be taking a look at the Supernote A5X2. Okay, so to clarify, Supernote did not pay me for my opinions or anything about this review. This was simply sent over by them. So all the products you're seeing have been sent over. They gave me this Lamy collaboration pen, this Heart of Metal fountain pen, and the Supernote itself with this half folio on it. So let me give a little bit of backstory on why I like to use ink. So I've always been a pretty big indulger in ink, I suppose, because my parents got me a Kindle when I was in like middle school, but I never really looked into bigger and better ink technologies until recently, when James Scholes put me on to ink tablets. This is the Boox Note Air 3, and this was my first ink tablet that I ever got. And the whole reason I got it was because I'm a pretty big advocate, I think, for romanticizing your work. And I think this really is the right balance in between something like analog note-taking and digital note-taking. I've tried completely analog. That's like, I'm sure that's something all of us did growing up, going to school. I've tried digital note-taking. I used my dad's iPad for a bit, just like a loaned tool, but neither has really stuck with me. I had like the paper iPad screen protector and everything, but I don't know, I got distracted very easily on the iPad, and it was kind of annoying to move around the notes, but there's not much to that. I think the main thing is just cost of entry, and then having like a dedicated device to note-taking. Yeah, I think the main thing is like having a dedicated device to note-taking, and something that kind of blends analog and digital a little bit better than something like an iPad can. So that's why we're talking about this here A5X2. This has to be like one of my favorite pieces of tech that I've tried in a while. I actually scripted this entire video on this notepad. First thing I want to mention is how modular it is. It's something that I really enjoy about their philosophy. This A5X2 has a removable motherboard that they're saying is going to be upgradable in the future. Removable and replaceable battery. Battery's not on their shop yet, but I think they said it'd be coming very soon. You can take out this little pen loop as well. So it's pretty customizable. And like I said, comes with these two pens. Out of the ink pens that I've tried, this is the default Boox pen. I think this is notoriously a very horrible pen, but these two are amazing. They have this I don't know if this is even gonna show, but they have this ceramic nib that's absolutely amazing. I think what they say is that it never has to be changed. But yeah, writing experience is immensely better than something like the Boox, in my opinion. And let me talk a little bit more about the writing feel. It's kind of like when you write on paper, there's that like scratchy feeling. It's like tactile between your writing utensil and the paper you're writing on. But this provides that similar sensation to me, except it's smooth. It's not like slightly rough and scratchy like a pen. And it's different from like the smoothness of like a really nice pen as well. But it's just, it has a smooth, constant resistance to it, which I really enjoy. So yeah, the writing experience is really good. It's modular, which is cool. And something I've noticed is that although it's a little bit less featured than something like the Go 10.3, but it has a really nice UI. You can see like everything here on the right side of the pad. That's the entire menu. There's this little bit managing files at the top, and then at the bottom with your apps. So while it can't do stuff like AI annotating into your notes or anything, everything that is in here is really well done. With Boox, it kind of feels like they slapped together a lot of the recent buzzwords like AI and made this like AI powered tablet. Whereas Supernote just feels like they've refined something that's been around for a while, which I appreciate and really enjoy. One thing that I really was worried about with the Supernote was that I wouldn't be able to use any of my Android things, but you can, this is officially supported now, by the way. You can simply turn on side loading in the menu or in the settings and connect it to your computer, and you can just directly put in apps like you want to. Right now, what I've been using is Mihon, which is a Tachiyomi fork for manga, and AnkiDroid. Let me show you. Yeah, so I've been using Mihon, AnkiDroid. AnkiDroid works perfectly fine. My only issue was actually getting the APKG file for my Hiragana Note flashcards, because the Supernote Cloud app wouldn't recognize it as a file type for some reason. And then my only concern with Mihon, Mihon works perfectly fine. I'd say it's a little bit less contrasty, so you really need a direct light to fully experience whatever you're reading. But one only annoying thing is that every extension you download will become its own separate app for some reason that I don't particularly know. Oh yeah, one thing that I forgot to say, it also has expandable, upgradable storage. Comes with 32 gigs originally, but it has an SD card that you can put one of your cards in. I think it goes up to 2 terabytes, which is pretty crazy. I think 32 gigabytes is relatively easy to fill, especially if you have a lot of PDFs and stuff. But yeah. Another strong point is the screen. The screen is Carta 1300, 300 ppi. Looks really nice and sharp. It has the Mobius glass, so that's it's like a flexible screen. You can toss it like a frisbee and it won't break, probably, although I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, it's generally much more durable. I'm sure you won't see any of that accidental cracking if you carry it around in your backpack. Okay, so I think I've went over everything that is so amazing about this device. So why would you not want to get this? First of all, obviously, there's a very high cost barrier to getting this product. This setup here with the Lamy Fountain collab pen is $600. It comes with the note itself, the half folio, and this pen, but that's $600, which at that point, you could just get an iPad, a really nice iPad at that. So you kind of have to consider how important you think ink is in your workflow, because something like this is 200, probably 250 now you can reasonably get it at. So what's the point of this being over double that price? Especially because this can do everything the Supernote does, just a little bit more less streamlined, I guess. And this can even do things that the Supernote can't, because it's just running stock Android. So I think the Supernote is a really, really nice and well-made tool for a very intentional person, or for a very niche audience. If you really enjoy the philosophy that they hold and their device is something that fits into your workflow, I think it's a really worthy product. For myself, of course, I received it free of charge, so I can't really complain. It really does everything that I would need for a productivity tablet to do in my workflow, and I have been able to really practice my Japanese and read manga on it and take notes. So yeah, I've really enjoyed the experience. But like I was saying, it's obviously something you can do on a much cheaper device. This is kind of like a luxury good. I would say, I'd imagine it as hey, I want to get an electric vehicle, but I'm gonna get the Porsche Taycan S instead of a Tesla. Obviously, the Tesla is a much better financial choice, I think, but this is for a very particular person. Yeah, I think that's about what I have to say. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, for those of you interested in Jerkong Book Club, this will be the book we are reading next month. This is Tower by Bae Myung-hyun. I got this from my favorite bookstore. Shout out First Light. But yeah, I read the first chapter of it. It's super interesting. stop by the Discord if you're interested in discussion and joining the book club and stuff. But I'll see y'all next week. Bye bye.